When you hear the word Viking, you picture a horned helmet, a mindless raider, a barbarian. That image is almost completely wrong. The real Vikings were something far more terrifying and far more impressive. They were warriors who struck fear into their enemies, yes, but not because of rage, because of precision. Archaeological evidence shows the average Viking male was about 5 feet 8, tall for the 9th century. Years of rowing, farming, and fighting gave them powerful builds. They weren't berserkers foaming at the mouth. They were trained, disciplined, and when they showed up on your shore, you knew it. Their real superpower wasn't muscle, it was technology. With their fast ships, the longships, they crossed the seas. These weren't clunky boats, they were marvels. Shallow enough to sail up rivers, sturdy enough to cross the Atlantic. While the rest of Europe was afraid of the ocean, Vikings turned it into a highway. A ship could hit 15 knots, so 28 kilometers per hour, faster than anything else in Europe for 300 years. And they used that highway. They crossed the seas and launched expeditions to England. This wasn't just raiding. In 865, the Great Heathen Army didn't come to steal and leave. They came to stay. They conquered, they settled, they ruled half of England, the Danelaw. They besieged Paris. In 845 AD, 120 ships sailed up the Seine. King Charles the Bald paid them 7,000 pounds of silver to leave. That's the equivalent of millions today. And it worked. For a while. They did it again in 885, but this time Paris held. And they had even reached the American continent 500 years before Columbus. Around 1000 AD, Leif Erikson landed in what he called Vinland, modern-day Newfoundland, Canada. We have the archaeological proof, Viking houses, Norse artifacts. They didn't colonize it, the trips were too hard, the distance too great. But they got there. They saw it. They walked on North American soil when the rest of Europe thought the world ended at Spain. So they were warriors, yes, tall, powerful, terrifying. But they were also shipbuilders, explorers, traders, settlers. They weren't just the storm that hit Europe, they were part of what built it. The age of the Vikings didn't end, it just evolved. And we're still living in the world they shaped.